Hi everyone, this is Anne-Marie from Alma Surfside. Thank you so much for joining me again for another beading tutorial. I really appreciate your support. And for those of you who don't know me, I have an Etsy shop where I sell handmade surf and beach inspired jewelry. And I also have an Instagram account, which is Alma Surfside 7. So if you want to check out those, I'll include them in the description box down below. And for today's beading tutorial, we're going to be going over a necklace that I've come up with. And it's a very delicate and lacy pattern that you can use for earrings, a bracelet, anklet, and of course a necklace, whatever you want to do with this. So the pattern is, I don't know if you can see it, maybe if it's easier to see it if I put it on this angle. It has little bows, so I've included, one shape that's facing outward, okay, and then there's a little connector with the other segment that's facing the opposite direction. So in the end, the pattern kind of looks like cute little bows all the way down. So anyways, we're going to be going over this today, and in terms of beading materials, what you're going to want to start with is fire line, and you're going to need 6 pound or 0.006. The first pile on my mat are size 11 seed beads, and these are in galvanized silver. Okay, all of my seed beads are from Toho. I always prefer working with them because they have larger holes. So again, size 11 in galvanized silver. In the next pile on my mat, you see delicas, and the delicas I'm working with today are size 11. And these are Duracoat Opaque Dyed Pink Ceylon. Okay, so that's the color right there. In the next pile here, the third pile, you see size 15 seed beads, and these are in baby pink, and they have an opaque luster finish. Okay, so that's what they look like. And in the last pile there on my mat are size 15 seed beads in clear. Okay, and the clear ones we're just going to use to connect each bow. Okay, it's also good to have a couple of jump rings, and I've chosen silver because I've used silver beads in my necklace. That's for the closure. And of course you're going to need a lobster claw as well, again in silver. And for tools, you're going to need scissors in order to cut your thread. And you're also going to need flat nose pliers, okay, in order to work with the jump rings at the very end of the project. And I've got a beading needle, which is attached to my fire line. Okay, so I'm all ready to go. So please gather all of your materials and let's get started. Okay, so to get my necklace started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with 4 of my size 11 seed beads in silver. Okay, I'm going to push those down on my needle and thread. And like always, I recommend leaving, a 6 to 10 inch tail just so that you can finish off your piece at the very end. And you're going to insert your needle into the very first bead there, the silver bead, and pull. Okay, so that's what you should have. You should have the 4 beads there all tied together and sitting in this shape. And then what you're going to want to do is pick up one of your size 15 beads in pink and go down the next bead. Okay, so my thread's coming out of the left and I'm going to go down the right. Okay, so the little size 15 should be sitting at the top of your shape. You can rotate it and pick up a delica in size 11. My thread is coming out of the left side, and I'm going to go down the next bead on the right side. Okay, so we're just filling in the gaps around all of these silver beads. I just rotated my shape, and I'm going to pick up a size 15 in pink, and I'm going to go down the next bead. Okay, so see how that's filling in there? You've got 2 size 15s at the top and bottom of your shape, and you have a size 11 delica on the left side, and now I'm going to pick up another delica to fill in the right side. Okay, so I'm going to pick up one more delica, and I'm going to go down the next bead. Okay, so I'm coming out of the one on the left, and I'm going to go down the one on the right. Okay, so you should have more or less a diamond shape like that. Okay, and I'm going to put my needle through the size 15 bead there at the top. And I'm going to pick up 3 of my size 15s in pink. And I'm going to go down the delica there on the right hand side of my shape. Okay. So that creates, you know, a little fringe there. Okay, now that I've gone through the delica, I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go all the way around to the other side where the other delica is on the left hand side of my shape. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the 11 and the 15 up here, and I'm going to go down the 2 11s, okay, the seed bead and the delica. Okay, and now that I'm exiting the delica there, I'm going to pick up another 3 of my size 15 beads in light pink. Okay, and I'm going to go through the size 15 that's sitting there in the diamond shape, okay, the very first one that you see, and pull on my thread. Okay, so that's what creates the little fringe on the bottom side of our shape. And then we're going to go all the way around the shape again until we exit this size 15 here, okay, which is 1, 2, 3, the third one. And then we're going to insert a delica. Okay, so let me go around the shape. And again, go through the first 3 size 15 seed beads that you see there on the right hand side. Okay. And at this point, I'm going to insert one of my delicas right here. And go through the seed beads that are sitting there on the top left. Okay, so the 3 there. Okay, so that's the shape that you want to be working with right now. And I'm going to continue with my needle until I get to the size 15 sitting there at the top. Okay, there we go. So that's the first segment completed. And now we need to create a connector in order to reach the other segment, okay? So for the connector, I want you to go ahead and pick up 3 of your size 15 beads in pink. And go through the opposite side of the size 15 sitting there at the top of your shape. Okay, so that creates, you know, like a little 4-point shape. And then go through all of the beads that you just added on in order to reinforce it. And then you can step up by going through the 2 size 15 beads there until you reach this one here. Okay, so now that I'm exiting the size 15 bead here at the top of my shape, I'm going to go ahead and pick up 4 of my size 11 seed beads in silver. Okay, so 4 size 11 beads, silver on my needle, and I'm going to go through the opposite side of the size 15 bead there and pull on my thread. Okay, so my thread is coming out here on the right hand side. I'm going to insert my needle into the size 11 seed bead here, and I'm going to go ahead and pick up a delica, go through the very next bead, pick up a size 15 in pink, go through the very next bead right here, pick up another delica, and go through the next silver bead. Okay, and you can also go through the size 15 bead there. There we go. Okay, so you can see I have another diamond shape there. So you should have 2 delicas, one on each side of your diamond, and then size 15s at the top and bottom. Okay, so we're recreating the same shape that we did on the other side. And of course we're going to have the fringe coming out of the bottom side of our shape. So I want you to take your needle and go through the size 11 seed bead as well as the delica right here. Okay, and now we can create the little fringe, right? So I'm going to pick up 3 of my size 15s in pink. Right here. And I'm going to go through the size 15 there, sitting at the top of my diamond. Okay, pull on your thread. We're going to need 3 more of our 15s in light pink. There we go. And you're going to carry on through the delica. There we go. Okay, so we've gotten our fringe in place. So now what we need to do is go all the way around the shape until we exit the 3rd size 15 bead there at the bottom. So I'm going to insert my needle through these beads here up at the top of my shape. And I'm going to go all the way down here. Until I exit the 3rd size 15 seed bead, okay? And now I'm ready to pick up one of my delicas. And I'm gonna continue on through the next 3 size 15s. So I'm skipping the one that's there in the bottom, and I'm carrying on with the top layer there, the 3 size 15s. Okay, and I'm gonna pull through. So that just gives, you know, like a little tip on the shape there at the bottom. And then of course I need to get my needle all the way around until I exit this delica again. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, go around the shape. Okay, so I'm exactly where I need to be. So the bow is finished. That's what it looks like. And you need to have your thread going through the delica that's sitting there at the very tip of your bow shape, okay? And now we're going to create another segment, but first we have to create a connector in between each bow, right? So to do that connector, I'm going to pick up one of my size 15s in clear. Okay, I'm going to pick up another delica and another size 15 in clear. Okay, so 3 beads there on your needle, and you're going to go through the opposite side of the delica that you're exiting. Okay, and then go ahead and reinforce that connector by going through all of the beads that you just added on. There we go. Okay, so that's my connector. It's got 1 delica bead, 2 clear beads, and another delica bead. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up a size 15 in pink. Okay, and I'm going to go through the opposite side of my delica. Reinforce it by going through that again. So the size 15 on the right and the size 11 delica on the left. Okay, back up through the 15. Okay, so that's what you want to have at this point, the connector as well as the size 15 sitting there with the delica. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up 4 more of my size 11 beads in silver. There we go. Go through the opposite side of your size 15. Pull on your thread. I'm going to go through one of my size 11 beads in silver. Pick up a delica. Go through the next bead. Okay. A size 15 in pink. Go through the next bead, a size 11 delica, and go through the next bead. Okay, you can also go through the size 15 there at the top. Okay, so now that I'm exiting the size 15 there, I can create the fringe on this side of my piece by picking up 3 of my size 15s in pink. And I'm going to go through the delica. Okay, so that creates the bottom part of the bow, right? And I'm going to work my needle around to the other side until I exit the other delica. Okay. So my thread is coming out of the delica on the right side of my shape, and I'm going to pick up 3 more of my size 15s in pink. And I'm going to go through the size 15 there and pull on my thread. Okay, so that's the fringe shape there. And now what I want to do is go all the way around my shape until I'm exiting the 3rd seed bead, the 3rd size 15 there. And then we're going to also insert our needle through the delica at the bottom so that the whole thing is attached, okay? Okay, just working my needle around the shape. going down the right hand side, going through the first 3 size 15s in pink. Okay, and then I want to go through the delica at the bottom, just to make sure that everything is connected, and then I'm going to go through the next 3 size 15 seed beads there on the right. Okay, and then I'm going to work my needle back up to the top of the shape until I'm exiting the size 15 pink bead. Okay, which means that I'm ready for the opposite side of this bow. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to pick up 3 of my size 15s in pink. And I'm going to go through the opposite side of my size 15 there at the top. Okay, reinforce those by going through all of the beads that you just added on. And then step up through the next 2 beads here. This one and the one on the right. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to create the other half of the bow. So to do that, I'm going to pick up 4 of my size 11s in silver. And I'm going to go through the opposite side of the size 15 in pink. Okay. Go through the first size 11, pick up a delica, go through the next bead, okay, pick up a size 15, go through the next bead, pick up another size 11 delica, and go through the next couple of beads there. Okay, and now we need to create the fringe, okay, at the very bottom half of this bow. So I'm gonna go through the size 11 seed bead as well as the delica, okay, and then I'm going to create the fringe on this side by picking up 3 of my size 15s in pink. I'm going to go through the size 15 there at the bottom, rotate my piece, pick up another 3 of my size 15s, and go through the next delica. Okay, so the only thing I'm missing now is just the delica sitting at the very bottom of my bow. So I have to work my needle around to get to the other side. And I'm going to go through the first 3 pink size 15 seed beads here. Okay, and now I'm ready for a delica. And then I'm going to carry on through the other 3 size 15 seed beads and skip the one there that's in the middle. Okay, so that just gives a little point to my bow shape. Okay, continue on through your shape. And then of course I need to get down to the delica at the very bottom of the bow in order to create a connector. Okay, there we go. So the 2 bows are now complete. And then to create another connector, I'm just going to pick up one of my size 15s in clear. Okay, another delica and a size 15 in clear. Right there. Go through the opposite side of the delica and pull on your needle. Okay. Reinforce that by going through all of the beads that you just added on. There we go. Okay. And now I'm ready to create another bow shape. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to attach one of my size 15s. Go through the opposite side of the delica, right here. And reinforce those 2 by going down the 15, up the delica, and back down the 15. Okay, so that's what you want to have at this point. And then you're ready to start another bow shape by picking up a total of 4 of the size 11 beads in silver. And you're going to go through the opposite side of that size 15. Okay, go through the next bead. You can pick up as a delica, insert it into the next bead, pick up a size 15 in pink, go through the next bead, a delica, and go through the 11 and the 15. Okay, so this is going to be the bottom of the bow, or the fringe section of the next bow. So I'm ready to create the fringe right here, which means that I'm going to pick up 3 of my size 15s. Okay, in pink, I'm going to go through the delica, work my needle around to the other side until I'm exiting the delica there. Okay. Pick up 3 more of my size 15s. And I'm going to go through the size 15 there that's sitting in the diamond shape, right? The one right there. Okay, so my fringe is looking really good, and then I just need to work my needle around the shape again, okay, because we need to connect this part to the delica there at the bottom of our bow. Okay, so I'm going to go through the first 3 size 15 seed beads in pink, go through the delica right here, and then go through the next size 15 beads, the row of 3 there, skipping the one in the center that's just a little bit below. Okay, so the 3. And then I'm going to work my needle back up to the top. Okay, so there we go. That's our bow shape so far. I'm going to stop there, and if you need me to review any of those parts, of course you can go back in the video and rewatch them. Okay, so that's the pattern that you want to continue with until you reach the desired length of your piece, whether it's a necklace, anklet, bracelet, or earrings, whatever you've decided to work on today. And of course I'm going to show you how to finish off your piece by creating a loop. Okay, so let me just get my other necklace, and we'll go over that. Okay, so for the closure, you can see on this side what I've done is I've used 7 seed beads in size 15 in the light pink that we've been using throughout the piece. And so I'm going to show you how to do that on this side. So you need to be exiting the delica that's sitting on the outside of your bow shape. Okay, so this is the bow here, and then this is the delica at the very tip. And then you're going to go ahead and pick up 7 of your size 15 beads. Okay, so I have 7 size 15s on my needle, 4 and 3. Okay, and then I'm going to go through the opposite side of the delica. And of course you're going to want to reinforce that at least once, if not twice, just by going through all of the beads that you just added on. And you can also go back through the delica there at the bottom. Okay, if you're happy with the, the strength of the loop, then you can go ahead and carry on through the main part of your necklace. Okay, and I'm going to insert a knot right here. And go through another couple of beads. Okay, and insert another knot right here. There we go. Okay, I'm happy that the knots are secure and the piece is holding, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off my thread here. Okay, put that aside, and I'm going to pick up my flat nose pliers and one of my jump rings. Let's see if I can get this apart here. There we go. Insert the jump ring into the loop and close it up. Okay, grab my other jump ring, as well as a lobster claw. Okay, make sure those are connected, and insert the jump ring into the other loop on the other side. Okay, there we go. So that's your closure. That's how it's going to hold. And I'm just going to hook the lobster claw onto the jump ring here. Okay. So that's our project for today. I hope that you really enjoyed making it alongside with me. I know that there's a lot of steps involved for this piece, but I think the results are well worth it. I really like the lacy quality of it, and I think the bows are really sweet. Like when you hold it up this way, if you had a bracelet, it would be really obvious. And as well in a necklace, I think that would be really obvious too if it's hanging that way. Yeah, so I hope that you enjoy wearing it, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I always appreciate everyone's support, and yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, take care. Bye for now.